Community guidelines, you didn't break terms of service, you didn't do anything in terms of copyright.
So after about a year and a half, I finally just kind of at random met one of the engineers who builds out the algorithm, like one of the YouTube, Google employed engineers. And we had a sit down. They were nice enough to just pull up my channel and bring out all of their diagnostics fancy tools that we don't have access to.
Right.
Should be really great, but we don't. I was like trying to I was trying to mimic his motions. I'm going to choreograph.
Hey everybody, it's Roberto. I'm here with my good friend Spanky Valentine, aka Swoop.
What up? We're finally doing this.
Yeah, finally. That's what you've been waiting for, right? So Swoop, you have a super interesting story when it comes to YouTube because first of all, you're a 2-time silver play button winner.
I like how you just drop that.
Yeah. Award-winning filmmaker, massive creative talent. You've been doing performances, music, all kinds of stuff, but it all hasn't been sunshine and rainbows.
Not by a long shot.
Hey friends, Spanky Valentine here. Welcome to my face, and today we're gonna... I don't think I can keep doing this.
So why don't you regale everybody with where it went wrong with your 600,000 subscriber channel.
Right. Yeah, so it's been kind of an interesting story. I had another channel that I started several years ago that I grew to about 650,000 subscribers. And at a specific point in November of 2 years ago, so 2016.
Yeah.
Just about 2 years ago now. Everything on the channel instantaneously died, tanked, all of my views for all new uploads basically zeroed out on everything, and it was just a dramatic overnight change, and it
was actually literally impossible to find your videos.
Yes, everything was just obliterated and gone. I had no idea what was going on. I suddenly couldn't reach my subscribers, I couldn't communicate, I couldn't really do much of anything. I could still upload, still post, and I was doing that, but
YouTube wasn't distributing the content.
Right, it wasn't distributing it, it was not showing up in search. My old stuff was still getting some, historical traction, but anything new that was happening was just gone. So I spent the next year and a half trying to find out what went wrong, obviously.
Yeah.
And of course I was doing all these different strategies and tactics. I was talking to you quite a lot about it.
You reached out to me, you reached out to Daryl, but Daryl looked at the back end of your channel and said, oh my God, I've never seen anything.
Right, that was your response.
Here,
same from you. Yeah. You had several theories, but it was we couldn't figure it out. Daryl didn't know what was going on. I talked to a lot of
Yeah, I've only seen it one other time on an older channel as well.
Right,
it's something I was calling the legacy bug.
Okay, yeah. So after about a year and a half, I finally just kind of at random met one of the engineers who builds out the algorithm, one of the YouTube, Google employed engineers. And we had a sit down. They were nice enough to just pull up my channel and bring out all of their diagnostics fancy tools that we don't have access to.
Right.
Should be really great, but we don't. And so they looked at my channel, and I didn't really tell them what I had seen had happened. I just wanted to get their assessment.
Yeah, without you inferring anything.
Right. Yeah. So they kind of dug deep, and they kind of did this deep dive and peeking into my channel and pinpointed the same date that I had picked out and found this specific date and looked at it and were basically oh yeah, you got screwed. I was literally told that.
Well, you were debating, and we had talked about we went back and forth several times about you possibly just starting over and starting a new channel, which I know is not for me it's the exciting fun thing to do, but not in those circumstances. Not when you've worked so hard for 6-7 years to build something and then it's kind of more or less all taken away from you.
Right.
And it's not even your fault. You didn't do anything, you didn't break community guidelines. I think that's important for people. You didn't break community guidelines, you didn't break terms of service, you didn't do anything in terms of copyright, none of that.
I was literally doing the exact same stuff. I mean, this was happening to my hero content. It was the time of year where a lot of my hero content would come out. And so I was doing the exact same stuff that I had been doing that was working very well for the channel. So then
growing it, you were on the way to 1 million.
Yeah, so for then it to just instantly like everything just flatlined. I was like, okay, obviously there's a serious problem that's not on my end.
So what happened when you asked, this YouTube employee if you should start a new channel? What was their response?
It was a very interesting response. Well, so they first told me that I was, basically the channel was hit by what they said was a very rare algorithmic anomaly.
Right.
Which is like, okay, I guess that's a thing.
But it like, for clarity for you guys, don't live in constant terror of that because it almost never happens.
Yeah, no, they said it was an extremely rare occurrence. So, like, it does happen, but it's extremely rare, and it obviously happened to you. So it was basically, they likened it to being struck by lightning. So just keep that in mind, like, not everyone in the world's going to be struck by lightning.
Good news is you have a better chance of winning the lottery than your YouTube channel being destroyed overnight.
Great. So, I'm batting at those wonderful odds right now.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So I asked them at this point, I was like, okay, well, it's been a year and a half and obviously nothing's turning around on it. So should I start over? Like, is the channel completely dead? Which obviously it was, but I just had to ask something one more time. And I was like, is the channel completely dead or can something be done to fix this issue?
Something you can do or even something they can do.
Right.
Yeah.
To fix the issue, or do I need to start over? And the response was, well, if you get sad looking at your analytics, then why not? Sure, start a new channel. Like, literally, if your analytics depress you, then okay, start a new channel.
See, like, you were making your full-time income off of your channel at this time, if I'm not mistaken. Or at least the majority of it.
A sizable percentage of my income was coming from my channel, and then of course all of my outside work and projects would often relate back to the channel.
Right. Sometimes they would cross-fund each other.
They would either cross-fund, or they would actually get me additional work, or, I'd be referring people to the channel for my production work.
Your body of work. So you needed this to be successful for exposure, and then in your case, because you're a filmmaker and entertainer, like, stuff not working, not getting views, no matter how good it is, in your case, just makes people question a little bit of your legitimacy.
Right, absolutely. Yeah.
So this undermines...
pay attention to your quality, or like, oh, well, you must not be good because you're not getting the numbers, not knowing what's actually going on underneath everything.
Right, so this not only, like, hurts you from a YouTube career standpoint or, your YouTube channel.
Right.
This hurt your actual career as a filmmaker and entertainer because of how you were marketing yourself.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. It's just this constant downward spiral when everything kind of feeds it off of each other.
Right, so you launched the new channel, and how long did it take to get to over 100K on the new channel?
Well, the new channel, when I launched it, which is Swoop, my very first video that I posted to that channel was describing what had happened and kind of telling the story of losing the 600,000 subscribers, the way I equated it, because I could no longer communicate with those subscribers.
Right.
Well, I didn't even explain, like, what they said with what happened to the channel was it was systematically, like, instantaneously dropped from all home screens, search,
right. Which means
notifications.
So,
like,
we talk about the fact that it's like, okay, the videos aren't going to your subscribers. The videos aren't going to your subscribers. People are not getting what they signed up for.
Right.
And that in general is a problem for most content creators on YouTube that don't do serialized content.
Yes.
Meaning episodic, like, okay, every video is exactly the show that you signed up for. No variety, no random, no vlogging. Like, it's just what you signed up for, right? Like, that's a thing in YouTube where most people still aren't getting notifications. Most people's stuff doesn't go on the homepage. YouTube recommends what it wants.
Yes.
But in your case, you were dead to your audience altogether.
Yes.
Like, it wasn't even incremental.
Right.
It wasn't a percentage of them. You just gone.
It was just gone.
Ghost.
It was just like, and so, even my ability to be able to say, hey everyone, I'm starting a new channel was nearly impossible because I just couldn't get through to them.
And YouTube was the main social media platform you communicated with your audience. You weren't as diversified. Like, today you've been doing, that a little bit more, but
yeah, I was on Instagram, but I wasn't like as active on Twitter as I am now.
Right. And you hadn't grown the Instagram as big.
Yes.
Not even how big were you on Instagram?
Oh, at that time I was probably at, like, I don't know, 10, 20,000. I don't remember.
So, like, not even a fraction really of your audience.
Right.
So, So this is where, you guys know I've been talking about diversifying your platforms, diversifying your income. Like, everyone I think that wants to be a YouTuber is getting over leveraged in YouTube because of the era of, like, you started back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
It was always YouTube first and focus on YouTube. And then also the common knowledge of, well, if that's where most of your money is coming from, then focus on it. But
yeah, I mean, I was always focused on the channel and then all of my outside productions.
And that's a lot, so I'm not blaming you for not, for context matters. Like, I'm not blaming you for that, but I'm cautioning people that, if it wasn't this, there are people who, YouTube changes policies.
Yes.
The government's going to start regulating social media. We get new influencer FTC guidelines. Whatever your plan or your business model around one channel, if that's what you have, or YouTube or Instagram or Twitch or whatever it is.
Right.
Overnight, something you can't control could really drastically change and undermine all of your hard work.
Right.
And you could just be giving all your leverage and power to a platform that could abandon you.
Absolutely.
Because you felt abandoned by YouTube.
I mean, it's not, obviously this is not something that as creators you think should happen to creators, or that the system should even be. I know that there are things that are just beyond control, and when AI gets so advanced and so out there, you can't predict everything. But of course, you'd like to think that creators who are bringing content, who are bringing advertisers, who are bringing so much to a platform,
are doing everything right.
Right. You'd like to hope that a glitch like that, a lightning strike like that, isn't possible,
or that you'd get some support.
Sure.
Or that maybe they take some form of responsibility.
Sure, yeah. So, which is, just a very complex issue.
Yeah.
So to answer your question about starting the new channel, Swoop, so I started Swoop, the first video was about this story. So I was, I don't know, lucky or whatever it is, the video kind of went viral, especially for a very first upload for a channel.
Well, I don't think that was luck. You put a lot of work into it. You reached out to people too to get shares. Shares are the most underutilized resource in YouTube.
Yeah, absolutely. So because that took off, that sparked a pretty nice surge of growth. So the channel got to 100,000 subscribers within 2 months, maybe.
Yeah.
When it first started, and it's continued to grow. So that was nice in that I was able to get some form of an audience fairly quickly to be able to communicate what had been going on to my other channel.
But you also do cinematic content, so you can't do daily uploads to take advantage of what the algorithm wants right now.
Yeah.
You can't do, your stuff is so produced, and you don't do 3-minute videos. You don't do 3-minute viral videos. You put in, a lot of the stuff is lightly scripted.
Right.
It's production. It's different set pieces.
Yes.
Guys, this is the quality content that YouTube says it wants. This is the quality content that you guys say that you want. You want to see creators put in effort, and I don't see I don't work as hard as Swoop. Not on YouTube anyway. I work as hard as that on my business. I don't work like that on YouTube. So yeah. I mean, it's just interesting that you're doing everything right, and yet it feels sometimes like victory is out of reach.
It's definitely a perspective thing, for sure.
Yeah.
I'm way more satisfied and confident in Swoop and the new channel, and I love the new content that I'm doing, even way better than what I was doing on the other channel. So, in one sense, if you're looking at the sunny side of things, then it was a blessing that channel got struck dead.
Yeah.
But, or you can bleep dead. Demonetized.
No, I think we're fine. I think that's fine. I say dead all the time.
Okay. But yeah, it's definitely a perspective thing, because of course, because of the level of production that I've been putting into this, it's doing daily would be impossible to maintain the storytelling and quality that I want.
Right.
Which then makes it much more challenging for us.
Yeah, absolutely. This weird algorithmic anomaly, all of your hard work for years kind of feeling like it was thrown away. How did that affect your mental health?
Oh, it was terrible. It was extremely depressing, and I always say work related, depressing. But of course, because my old channel and everything that I've done is so anchored to me as the brand that you then take these things personally as well, and you feel I'm putting my life and my passion, and this is what I feel like I'm here and created to
and it was working.
Yeah, and it was working, and then it was instantaneously not. So that became very personal. So it got, very difficult. And even starting over with Swoop and the new channel, even though it was growing very quickly when I first started, I was running in on the brink of burnout mode every single day for 6 months, because I just wasn't sleeping at all, so that I could build this whole new channel and create this whole, new brand.
Would you say that even though it was temporary, that unhealthy hustle was necessary for you long term?
I think it was, especially, I mean, there's a lot of like surprising pressures that come, especially if a piece of content goes viral, to then make sure you're maintaining that quality in the story. So I was scripting a whole bunch of stories and narratives to keep feeding that off of that.
The threshold of acceptable quality for you was not what it is for most people starting a channel.
Yes.
Because you were coming from that previous level and there were expectations.
Right, yeah. And I mean, I put very unrealistic expectations on myself most of the time as a creator. It's always been that way, and I'm trying to learn to kind of dial back at times, and everything doesn't have to be so big and grandiose, but I absolutely had a breaking point, emotionally, but then, I made a film about it.
Right.
Took it to Buffer Festival.
And it won an award.
Yeah, it did. So,
one of my pieces of advice for you would be, my friend Sean Duras talks about this a lot. Like, one of my pieces of advice for you, we talk all the time about this stuff. Like, something I don't think I've talked to you about is, my friend Sean Duras, showed me and talks to a lot of people that you should just be having fun no matter what you do. Mm-hmm. Like, even when it's a disaster, have fun, because you're never going to get the time back, so you might as well go along with it, laugh at yourself, keep from crying, and just do what you can, because you only got, as Gary Vee would say, one life.
Yeah,
so you might as well go balls to the wall, have fun, enjoy it, and just kind of enjoy the process.
Yeah.
If the process becomes pain, you got to do something else.
You definitely have to make some alterations to it.
Yeah. So again, thanks so much for sharing your story.
Yeah. As painful as it was, it's for the better. I'm glad to make this pivot and this reinventing, so to speak. I hate losing all of those years of work, but at the same time, all of those years of work just went into now.
I think you'll be bigger and better and stronger for it, because again, in under a year, you've come back strong. Yeah. You're making better content than you've ever made. I think you're going to be happier with your body of work going forward. That. And, obviously I'm here for you, anything you need.
I appreciate
that. And, so is a lot of the community. In fact, anybody in the, Create Awesome community, anybody who, if you haven't seen me constantly sharing Swoop stuff in the community tab, I think now you also, aside from her just being a homie, I think you get a sense of why that I think is so valuable. But, I think that one of the cool things, I'm super proud of you, is not everyone can reinvent themselves. A lot of people just roll over and quit. So I'm super proud of you for just fighting for your creativity.
Thank you. That means a lot, for sure. And we all should do that. Just keep fighting for your creativity.
Absolutely. Anyway, thanks so much, Swoop, for being here on the channel, telling some of your story, and just giving some value to the community. Where can everybody find you in all the socials?
Everyone can find me on YouTube if you just look up Swoop, and I'm sure you'll have a link or something. Yep. Yeah, link down below, and then everywhere else you can either search Swoop or Spanky Valentine. Pretty easy to find. Yeah,
all the social media links will be down in the doodly-doo, as the kids say.
The doodly-doo, I like that.
Yeah, no, I stole that from the Greens.
Nice.
Anyway, like this video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. Check out both of us on all of the channels. As always, you guys, thanks so much for watching, and don't forget, go out there and create something awesome today. Take care.